Welcome back, family. If you're new here, welcome. I'm TRE'VON. This is the Lavender Room, the Lavender Space, where we delve into holistic topics, healing just past aspects of ourselves that we abandoned, our health and wellness, plant-based living, alkaline living, and just connecting with the divinity within us, or the godlike energy within us. I was going to discuss just releasing aspects of ourselves that are rooted in survival, in fear. But I'll just spiral off of that topic, carrying versions of ourselves that no longer serve us, that keep us trapped in just connections that hinder us from being able to grow and ascend past just the third dimensional, just surface level connections. Most of our connections are deeply rooted in just wounded aspects of ourselves that were depleted from childhood, the relationships that we had with our parents, or just the unavailability that was there. I'll say personally, I was depleted emotionally, spiritually. I didn't really get nurturing and just that much affection or just real stimuli from, I guess, aunties, my parental figures, because they didn't know how to show up in that, because it wasn't shown to them. Being though they couldn't step into the roles that were needed, but they showed up in what they had to offer. They offered what they had. They offered where they met with themselves. As I was discussing in a previous video, they met me where they met at with themselves. Wow, y'all. Those birds was just beautiful. If you haven't did some reflection on just your past relationships and like just the reoccurring patterns that presented themselves to you, then you'll mistake attention for affection. And not all attention is healthy. Most connections are deeply rooted in like trauma bonds and just unresolved conflict within your being, hindering you from being able to manifest healing relationships that'll allow you all to grow with one another and support each other in a way that allows you all to ascend past just surface level connection. Even with my channel, even with what I discuss, it's me, like, it's a cry for help. It really is a cry for help. Because I'm performing in a sense. I'm broadcasting just my journey. I'll say from my own experience, I've consumed a lot of self-help content, a lot of like spirituality, just knowledge-based content, or just seeking for further grasping on my purpose and why I'm here and what purpose I'm here to serve. And I'm documenting my journey, of course, but it's stemming from a place that is of lack. And not to say that like these ants. And not to say that you can't document your journey and broadcast it and want a community that supports you in your journey. But when you're solely doing things out of just the lack of self-love and containment and preservation, you'll connect with people that are wounded, and you'll formulate these trauma bonds and like this codependency. I just got bit on my tummy by an ant. And so it's really having that discernment, like, okay, creating a routine, self-preservation, just knowing thyself and knowing like what purpose you're here to serve, and doing something that adds value to your life but also your community. At the moment, I'm about to, like in this stage of my life, I'm about to start my garden, and I want to document that journey. I'm kind of done like talking about just trauma and having that be mainly centered around my life. It's really about letting go, surrendering, and allowing yourself the space to grow. I've also been fasting from just mainly foods and really just on this caloric deficit, but also plant-based as well, and just eating one meal a day, and just drinking my herbal teas as well. Like, just really trying to create a well-balanced life is the main focus. And I'm also trying to like be consistent with my fitness as well, and making sure that like I'm really taking time for myself, for discipline, to just be focused, to be focusing my attention on just my overall wellness, my health and wellness. I don't really like recording much so anymore. It's not really like a yearning to just show up constantly. But I know that when I do show up, I'm pouring into my space. So like, it's purposeful. And I'm not doing it just because. But it's also like my intention. Why am I here? What am I doing this for? It's for me. But I know that I'm also a reflection of you, and it'll serve purpose. Even if someone is attracted to a video where I'm discussing trauma and healing and just growing, it still adds value, but my intention is the main thing that matters. My intention, my attention, and just the cause and the why factor. I don't want to just show up and talk to God when I'm just at my lowest. I don't want to just create from a place of like woundedness. I don't want to attract people that are here to leech off of me and drain my soul. I don't want to create trauma bonds. I want to create connections that are so fulfilling. I want to create a soul bond, a deeply rooted, like just brotherhood, like just, I want to have sisters around me that are affirm, like that I want to have relationships in my life that are affirmative and that reminds me of my purpose and pours life into me, and vice versa. These ants keep crawling on my back. By the way, I did get a piercing, like I said in my last video. Y'all, these ants is annoying me. you're not fully rooted in your energy, you'll outsource this emotional regulation, seeking for just love in the places that deplete your energy, seeking for attention for places that are not rooted in healing, not rooted in just purpose. Stop seeing your loneliness as a deficiency, as though something is wrong with you. There's something missing in life. A lot of us have this lack consciousness to where when we have peace in our lives or just contentment and steadiness and easiness, it's uncomfortable. We're not able to accept that stage to where we can focus on our thoughts and just being present and content with this now moment. It's uncomfortable to sit with your own being at times when you are in this scarce mentality, this lack state of being, to where you have to always be around someone to fill your needs, your desires. Granted, most of our desires stem from a destructive place. You want that quick and instant gratification. We can really take our time, we can be disciplined, reserve our energy, recalibrate, regulate our nervous system, and have delayed gratification. And be content with just working towards a project and moving slow, moving with ease and grace. Anything that comes instant has no longevity. It's a temporary void that you're trying to fill. And we really must have the discernment to know what is meant for us. And if God allows this thing to just come and go, then allow it with ease. Let it be. Let it be with ease. Because what is meant to serve you will stay. And if it serves you well, you'll see growth in your being, in your auric field. You'll know based off your nervous system whether something serves you or not. So listen to your body. See your loneliness as an opportunity to preserve your energy, to pour into your creations. To pour into your creations, to acknowledge yourself in this stage of your life that you're in. Rebuild the trust that you have with yourself, with your soul, and trust this soul unfolding process. Don't override the quiet voice inside. When you're in an environment that depletes your energy, don't override the quiet voice inside that feels the instability, that feels just pressure on your crown, and just a gut feeling that feels really tight, and just feel the densities, like environments that really deplete our souls, that doesn't pour into us. We can feel it. Most times we're in this performative act, this people-pleasing mode, to where we want to be seen and noticed, and we want to feel like we're a part of, that we belong there. When you're just neglecting your own needs, you're neglecting your own just energy. So confront it. Remove yourself from places that disregard you. Stop accepting crumbs and calling it communion. Stop accepting the bare minimum out of things. Stop accepting the least. Because you're valuable. You're a whole being that needs a space that pours into your soul. Because you have depth within you that you're yearning to connect with, that you have sought for the longest in external places. But it's really time to call back your energy and reclaim your power, to step into just serving the life that God presented, that God just offers every single rising. The sun, the earth, the air that you're breathing. No more depleting thyself, but honoring yourself, honoring your being as your whole, without others around you. call back your energy and reclaim your power. I want you to make yourself a cup of tea today. Come outside, do some breath work, and realign your soul with its mission, which is to be content right now, to not chase for anything outside of yourself, especially in places that don't acknowledge you as a whole being, as a soul. And it's really about acknowledging each other's spirit, each other's soul, instead of being so much so in its flesh and just the pleasures of the flesh, just eating foods, consuming content, media, and working at places that dishonor ourselves. Though you need to do this labor to provide for yourself and your family and to keep the bills paid, honor yourself. Sometimes you're in certain stages of your journey where you're really forced to be content with what's here, and it's not always of the material things, but the energy, the noise. It's always just this noise in your mind telling you to do this, go outside of yourself, deplete yourself to attain this money, to attain this wealth. And we really must acknowledge, what is the real wealth? Like, is it the material things, or is it my soul that I must honor, that I must worship? Every day we're just in ritual, in routine, and these routines are acts of worship, you know what I mean? So you really must acknowledge, what are you giving your attention to? And what is adding value to my life? Have that discernment, have the inner knowing, and know your why you're here, and what purpose you're here to serve, and who is of my highest good. Thank you for coming here today and sharing this space with me, and honoring every moment we get to devote our time and energy and attention to just serving God and being here and loving on creation. Today is going to be divine. I hope you rose with ease and just the knowing of just love, as you get to embody love in every moment, even when you're just not content at times. But that's an opportunity for you to regulate, to breathe, take in that life and release what all doesn't serve you, what isn't yours, and reclaim your power. So I love you, and I'll catch you in the next video.